And let's tackle this question here that's pretty unique. It's a pretty tough one. So here we go. The first thing I'm going to do, regardless how tough it is, I don't care. We're going to read the question sentence. And it says, if the company has this many employees, how many more work in the office than remotely? Okay, so let's go ahead and understand the premise. The question sentence gives me 450 employees. So I'm going to count that as a total. Again, 450, that is a total. Now, that's the easy part because that's just given to us. I don't think we have any trouble with that. But what more people have trouble with is this other part, and that's what the question is asking us to find. And it says, how many more work in the office than remotely? So everybody, you tell me, does it sound like if we're trying to find how many more people work in the office than remotely, does it sound like to you that we have to subtract those who work in the office minus those who work remotely? Is that what we have to do there? Yeah, if we knew what those values were, if I knew what those numbers were, yeah, that's what I'm trying to find. So let me show you right over here. Here's the blank, and I'm going to write this in no uncertain terms. Let me just make my pencil just a little thinner here, and I'm going to write it out. I'm going to write out office minus remote workers. One more time, everybody. That's the only way I can write it for right now. But one more time, can you confirm that what belongs in here is whatever office minus remote workers is? Can we confirm that one more time before we move forward? Okay. Now let's go ahead and see how we can get here. This is the really interesting part. This is what gets me excited as a teacher because a lot of light bulb moments are coming up here. So here's what it says. It says a company's workforce is divided so that 2 out of every 9 employees work remotely while the rest work in the office. Okay, so watch this, everyone. Watch this. We have 2 out of every 9, they work remotely. So 2 is remote. Let me go ahead and just make my pencil just a little thinner so I can have a little more room. I appreciate y'all. So 2 represents the remote workers, and 9 represents the total. So everyone, with that said, I can put the 9 right here for the total. That's fine. However, I cannot put the 2 in here. I can't. Here's what I am going to do. We're going to go ahead now and see what happens. Everyone, if I do 9 minus 2, I get 7. But what does that represent? What does 7 represent? If I subtracted, what does the 7 represent? You tell me. Come on, think about it. If 2 is the remote workers, so the people that work at home, and 9 is the total, that leftover 7, yeah, that's the people that work in the office. Exactly. So let me go ahead and write that right over here. This is the number of people that work in the office. Here's what the problem is, everyone. Here's what the problem is. The problem is that we're not looking for the people that work remotely. We're not looking for the people that work in the office. We are looking for the difference. Take a look right here on the right side. Take a look at the right side. We agreed on this. In purple, how many more work in the office than remotely? One more time. How many more? So we need to take the difference between the office and remote. Everyone, when you take a look at the office and remote, what is 7 minus 2? What is that going to be? That's 5. That's the difference. If 7 people go to the office and 2 people work from home, the difference, there are 5 more folks that go to the office than work from home. That is what we needed. That is exactly what we needed. Office minus remote. That's exactly what we needed. And now we're good to go. That 5 is in the right place. And look at how this is going to give us the proper, correct answer. And even if you didn't do this, even if you use 7, I can show you what you can do to fix it right up. So here we are. We'll go ahead and compare total over the difference. The total is 450. The difference, I'll just say, is x. Then we have 9 for the total, and then 5 for the difference. Now from here, we can cross multiply and divide, or we can compare the same thing in the same way. Either way, we'll be fine, because here we can go ahead and do 9 to 450, that's times 50. 5 times 50 is 250. Nice and easy, all done. Or we can just cross multiply. 9x, 450 times 5. Let's figure out that real quick. 0 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 4 times 5 is 20 with the extra 2. So we have 2250. And then from there, we divide both sides by 9. And we are done. So here, boom, we're good. 9 going into 2250. 9 goes into 22 twice. Minus 18 to get 4 left over. Drop the 5. 9 goes into 45 5 times. And then we just finish things up because we just dropped the 0. And there we go. So there we go. There are 250 more workers in the office than those who work from home. If you would have plugged in the 7, let me help you out. If you would have plugged in the 7 into the proportion, that would have given you 350. If you would have plugged in 2 to the proportion, you would have gotten 100. Everyone tell me now, what is the difference between 350 and 100? If 350 people go to the office and 100 people work from home, exactly it. That's 250 employees more than working from home. So there we go. The correct answer here is B, 250. And I hope that you learned that, again, proportion questions are not about mashing every number you see together. It's about step by step making the proper proportion, the proper relationship, and then the calculation comes into play. All right, new question. So we're going to read the question sentence first as usual. So it says, if 10 tablespoons of butter are used, okay, that's just extra information. No worries there. Then it says, what is the difference between the amount of sugar and butter? Everybody, what does the word difference mean to you? What does taking the difference mean? Yeah, it means subtract. Absolutely. So if we were to go ahead and give this a shot, we see that butter to sugar, 4 to 6. Let's write that down. 4 to 6. Again, that's going to be butter to sugar. All right, so we got that going on. I'm going to move that over here. And we see that we have 10 tablespoons of butter that were used. So we have 10 tablespoons of butter. And what we want to find out is the difference. The problem with this is, everybody, the problem is, if we were to solve the proportion like this, we would actually be getting the amount of sugar. So if we were to do it this way and not calculate the difference outright, but calculated sugar instead, what do we do at the end, everybody, once we get the amount of sugar? Once we get the amount of sugar, to get the difference, that's going to be subtraction. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put X for sugar, just calculate sugar, and subtract at the end. So here we go. 4 over 10, 6 over X. 4 over 10 equals 6 over X. I'll cross multiply and divide. So we have 4 multiplied by X. And then 10 times 6. And now what we'll do is we'll divide both sides by 4. Once we do that, 4 divided into 60, that's going to give us 15. But that's not the answer. This is 15 tablespoons of sugar. Everybody, to get the difference, we already said it, we are going to subtract. We see that we have 10 tablespoons of butter, 15 tablespoons of sugar, and by simple subtraction, we'll do 15 minus 10, and that's how we get 5. That's what the difference is. Again, it's about reading the question sentence. To get that difference, it would be 5 tablespoons. And there we go.